Hey, this is Knife Standards. Today I'm going to be doing my long overdue full review of the Tactical Pterodactyl mid-size Raptor. Of course, this is a fixed blade. This is in Magna Cut. This actually may be my favorite fixed blade. Definitely my favorite at the moment. My fixed blade collection is not super extensive. I don't have a ton of fixed blades, but I think this may be my favorite one. This is just a phenomenal knife. We will go ahead and get into the full review in just a second. But first, please follow me at Knife Standards. You can follow me on Instagram. And don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for a lot more knife content and weekly knife reviews. All right, hold on. I gotta move something. My computer is right in front of my setup here, in front of my mat and my desk. I just want to say real quick, thank you guys for following and subscribing and commenting and watching, viewing. Every view, comment, subscriber means a ton to me. We shot past 700, so we're on our way to a giveaway fairly soon if we keep going at this rate. So I really appreciate it. Thank you to everyone for sharing my content, watching the videos. It means a lot. Every single person, every single view, every single subscriber means a lot to me. So just wanted to say thank you guys. Let's go ahead and get this out of the way. And let's talk about Tactical Pterodactyl. So this is it's just a great knife, just a great fixed blade. This comes from a guy named Frankie. I have my, I have the COA card here. So Frankie, he's the creator. It's a one-man show. So he runs this company. He's making the fixed blades. He's doing everything himself. And you can follow him at Tactical Pterodactyl Knives. It's a pretty solid name. Never go extinct. I like it. He's been really cool. I've had a chance to talk with him a few times. Really responsive. Really nice to talk with. Seems like a great dude. So he's doing everything. He's grinding these, doing the finishes, doing the handles, doing the heat treat. It is a one-man band. So he's doing a phenomenal job. He does a drop of these. I think it's every month, just about a once a month drop, and they do sell out pretty quick. But if you know what you want and you're on there and you're waiting, it's not impossible. That's what I'll say. So definitely give it a try. Give Frankie a follow and keep an eye out for his next drop. Here we have the COA card for the mid-size Raptor. It's in Magna Cut, 6364 HRC, G10 scales, G10 handles, overall length. Hey, I like using my my measuring tape. So I will still measure this up later, but got 6 inches overall, 2 1/4 cutting edge. Of course, the name of this knife, the mid-size Raptor, and then serial number. If I didn't know anything about his knives, and I had to make up, a size for this, and I had to guess, is this the small, medium, or large? I would for sure think this is the smallest version of this knife that he makes, but there's actually a smaller one. It's kind of hard to tell. I don't know if it's hard to tell for you guys on camera or in pictures, but this is small. This is like the perfect EDC sized fixed blade for me personally. But this is definitely on the smaller side. And there is a version that is even smaller, and I want one. I definitely want one. There's a couple different blade shapes that he does. Actually, more than a couple. There's a variety of blade shapes that he does, and he has different sizes of each of the blade shapes, so he has a wide variety. I have another fixed blade from Tactical Pterodactyl, and it's the camper. So I also have a mid-size camper, which... And it kind of feels like a bigger size than this, like a bigger blade, but it's not. I think they're almost identical in size. But the camper is more of a traditional drop point, clip point blade shape, and this is kind of rockin' aggressive sheep's foot, reverse tanto. That's what I'm calling this. So this is in Magna Cut. This is actually my first knife in Magna Cut, which is pretty exciting. I've really enjoyed using this knife, and I don't get to carry a fixed blade as often as, my folding knives, but when I do get the chance, I really do enjoy it. There, just a spoiler alert for you guys, there's just not that many critiques about this knife. There's maybe one downside, and it's not even about the knife. So I will go ahead and get into that in just a little bit. So what do we got? Oh, let's go ahead and talk about the, first of all, this really cool rock pattern texture on the G10. He's doing that all himself. It feels really comfortable in hand. We'll talk about Ergos pretty soon. The blade finish on this Magna Cut is what Frankie calls his, I think he calls it the dirty wash or dirty stone wash. So it almost looks like a light acid wash, but apparently he's not using the chemicals. He's not using an acid. He's not using chemicals to get this finish, which I think is pretty epic. It's a really attractive finish. You don't have to worry about, getting dinged up or beat up or scratched or whatever, because it's already kind of beat up a little bit. It has that, it's not really patina, but it has that little, that patinaed look, that used look, which I think is really cool. The jimping up top is perfectly positioned to kind of choke up, especially because of the size of the knife. I don't think anyone's cutting from back here, maybe, but this is more, I feel like this is more of so that jimping is perfectly placed, not sharp at all, really nicely knocked down. And actually, there are no sharp corners at all on the handle. Everything is really nice and smoothed out. I really appreciate that, especially for a kind of a rugged fixed blade. I appreciate that there are no, that the G10's not gonna cut me. Let's go ahead and do a quick size comparison. And by the way, we will talk about this in a second. Size comparison, what do we have on the table today? Let's go ahead and compare this guy to, actually a knife that I just got in. Got the Brian Brown Jaeger. And then let's do another size comparison with a bit of a smaller knife. We got the Sub Kalashnikov, which is actually smaller than the Raptor. Here's my measuring tape. Let's go ahead and check out, what do we got on the Jaeger? Got about a little over 3, maybe 3 1/4, and then 7.5 overall for the, I might need a new measuring tape. For the Raptor, so yeah, so it's about 2.75 on the full blade length, but cutting edge, as we saw before, about 2 1/4, and then overall 6 inches. And then for the Sub Kalashnikov, of course, sub 2-inch auto, and then about 4.75. So this is a small knife, but again, for a fixed blade, especially if you live like in a city, you're not out on a farm, you're not in the woods. Do you really want to be carrying a giant fixed blade? I don't know. Personally, I don't. I would prefer something that is, that I can conceal, that's not too difficult to carry. I can wear it on my belt. I can put it in a slip, clip it to my pocket. So as far as size goes, I think this is an ideal size. I would like to try the smaller version. I think that might even be better for me, for my uses, but this has been really fun to carry. Let's go ahead and get the Brian Brown out of here and the Boker out of here. And let's talk a little bit about Ergos and kind of how this felt in hand. So it's surprisingly comfortable. I don't know if it looks that comfortable, but it doesn't really matter. Ergos are all about the feel in hand, and it feels very comfortable. 0 hot spots. You have this little kind of cutout, this little groove where you can get a little pinch grip going. You can also wrap your finger around, a nice little spot for your finger to land in. And of course, the jimping is a nice landing spot too. So it's actually surprisingly comfortable. There are no, on one of the fixed blades I had a while ago, not from Tactical Pterodactyl, but this this edge, not this edge, but this, you know, this surface, this kind of, I guess it's an edge, I don't know. This little section, just like the forward part of the choil was, man, it was like razor sharp. So I had to go in and file it down. And on this knife, everything is super comfortable and smooth. So that's a huge plus. No sharp corners. Everything's really nice and comfortable. Just feels great in my hand. It's like a perfect little box cutter if you need that. It would be a great addition to, you know, if you're going camping and you don't want to bring a machete with you, great little mini camping knife. Not to get in on the mid-sized campers, you know, the campers territory, even though, you know, that's the name of the other tactical pterodactyl knife. But I feel like if I had to pick, this is the one. This is the camper. You can see the tactical pterodactyl logo. Now there is no blade steel marking, but I talked to Frankie about that, and I think he already did that on a run of M4 fixed blades that he did. He marked it M4, and I think he's gonna try and look to do that on future runs, on some of his runs, you know, mark the blade steel so we know what steel the knife is just by looking at it, which I think is cool. Overall, I think this knife is excellent. It's fun to carry. Now, the Magna Cut has performed really well. No issues. The edge has actually held up extremely well. Pretty solid. And I really don't have any critiques about the actual knife. My only critique, and I said this in the camper video, and Frankie responded, and listen, he responded, and he you know, gave his 2 cents about it. And listen, I'm not arguing with it. Totally justified. He likes his sheaths this way, and he has very good reason for having them this way. He did a lot of experimenting, put a lot of thought into it, went back and forth with it, and decided on this. For me personally, it's just not my favorite because for my hand, when I go to take it out of the sheath, I have to be behind the sheath in order to get it out. For me, for my hand, you know, yes, you could be kind of gripping it and getting it out, but for me, it just doesn't work. So of course I have to be kind of back here, which is not the end of the world, but I'm kind of losing my grip just a little bit on this back section. So I prefer and I'm not the fixed blade master over here, but for fixed blades and for these Kydex sheaths, I actually prefer this section to be covered. And I also like a little bit of a lip here, so I can get a little bit more traction. I can kind of hold here. Oh, I'm not even in the camera. Can kind of hold here and then pop it. Again, not a big deal. I feel like this particular knife would be best suited for like a leather slip or like a, you know, little like a clip slip thing. I think it's Oak City leather, something like that. They make a really cool one. I was thinking about getting one of those for this knife where you can kind of clip it onto your pocket, because I don't wear belts. So a lot of the time, if I'm carrying this, I'm kind of slipping it into my back pocket or into my side pocket anyway. And if I do clip it onto my belt, I had the, what's it called? Like the Spyderco G something. I forget the name of it. Right now it's attached to my other tactical pterodactyl, the camper sheath. But it's like a little clip, little plastic thing that you can kind of slide onto your waistband or slide into your pocket. It's, I don't know why I'm blanking on the name of it. But anyway, it's like a little plastic, I think it's called the G-clip, So it's this little plastic clip that you can kind of pop onto your your belt or your pocket, which I prefer. I mean, for this guy, I've just been sliding the whole thing in my pocket. I don't really have the need to have this stay on my belt as I take out the knife and then kind of put it back in on my belt. That's not really my thing for fixed blades. So I've just been putting this whole thing some days in my back pocket, some days in my side pocket, depending on what else I have going on in there. But it's been easy enough to get in and out of the sheath. Again, not a deal breaker. Overall, I think this knife is awesome. I think if you have a chance to get a Tactical Pterodactyl fixed blade, for me personally, he's doing the best fixed blades on the market right now. And I definitely think you guys should check him out. Check out Tactical Pterodactyl. And yes, I will probably be getting a different sheath. Probably not a Kydex sheath. I think I'm going to go with the kind of leather sheath or the leather clip slip. I feel like for me, that's the way to go, so I can just kind of put it in my pocket. I also love leather stuff, so I like the smell. So that could be a good option for me. I think this is one of the knives that I will continue to carry. Whenever I need a fixed blade, I will continue to reach for this one. And there's some knives that, unfortunately, I finish my full review and then they kind of get put aside, get put back in the box, or get put away, and I just don't have the chance to carry them again because I'm on to the next knife, on to the next review. But this one, for a fixed blade, I think this is gonna stay active, stay on the roster, you know? All right, I think that just about wraps it up. If you guys have any questions about Tactical Pterodactyl or about this model, you can ask me. If I don't know, ask Frankie. He's pretty responsive. Again, here's his Instagram and his website. Pretty cool guy. And I want to thank every single one of you for watching. Of course, got to do my little plug. Boom. Coming soon. Pre-order. Sooner than you think. This guy is already in production. So, that just about wraps it up. I will catch you guys later. This has been Knife Standards.